Hello guys, welcome again to my channel. My name is Titilayo Salaudin. If you are new here, you are welcome. If you are a returning subscriber, thank you for always supporting my channel. So today's tutorial is going to be on how to do a drawstrings ponytail and also how to double weft a bundle, because I double wefted the bundles I used. Without wasting much of your time, let's get right into the video. So if you do not have a machine for this, you can also use needle and thread. The net is a plain net, so after pinning it down, the first thing I did was to draw my guideline. So I did like 10 lines on the net, then I proceeded to double my weft. I'm going to show you how to double the weft in the next clip. The major purpose of doubling a weft is to make the weft fuller or thicker, and also to avoid sewing too much on the net depending on the type of stitch you want to use, because it may stretch the net or shrink the net. I would explain that further when it's time to sew, but for now let's double stitch the weft. So I am going to place each weft close to each other. I'm going to make sure they are close to each other and they are not on each other. There's a difference. The hair is going to be on each other, don't get me wrong, but the weft is not going to be on each other. They are just going to be close to each other. So what I mean by the weft is that sewing that holds the whole hair together and makes it a bundle. Do you get? So I'm going to place them under the presser foot so I can secure them there. Then I'm going to look for the stitch I want to use, which is going to be zigzag. Then I'm going to go for a tight zigzag, but not the one that is too tight. Then right here I am going to select the stitch length, which is going to be between 3 and 4. Then I can begin to sew. So the next thing I am going to do is to carefully place the hair again on each other and reverse the stitch back and forth 4 times, so it can help me secure the sewing at the beginning. Now once that is out of the way, arrange the weft well and sew. Sometimes while you are sewing, the hair can be going in another direction. Use your hand to direct it. Make sure the hairs are lapping on each other and it is flat while sewing. This is very important, because if you don't get it correctly, you have to lose it and do it again. But once you get it right, it is very easy to do. If this is your first time doing this, reduce how you step on the presser foot, because if you step on it with much pressure, it is going to go faster and you would lose balance, because there's a direction you want the machine to go through while sewing. Take your time to perfect it and you'll be good at it. I want to believe from here you understand what I have explained, but if you don't, you can always go back to watch. So this is a close view of what it is looking like. So because I do not want to bore you guys, I'm going to fast forward this process a little bit. If you have watched this point, please click on the like button so that my video can be recommended to others that would need the tutorial. Thank you. So once you get to the end of the weft, you are going to do a reverse stitch again like we did at the beginning of the weft. You are going to do it back and forth 3 or 4 times depending on how secured you want it to be. So you have to do it again at the end part. This has been double wefted and you can see it gives volume. This is the major reason for double wefting. This is the result you should get after you're done double wefting. It is flat and firm. You can see how tight it is as well. The drawstrings on the net are sewn round, so you should avoid sewing on it. Another reason why you should double weft like this is to make your sewing flat on the net and also make your work neat. You cannot double weft using needle and thread. So if you want to sew 2 wefts together, just sew it directly on the net and make sure your stitch is firm. So right here, I am trying to place the hair on the weft under the presser foot. Once I'm able to secure it well under the presser foot, I am going to place the hair correctly on the line as well. And while I am at it, I'm going to smoothen the net. Remember I said we should avoid sewing on the drawstrings. So while you are placing the hair on the net and you want to sew, try to avoid it. Don't place it too close. Okay? Also, you have to do reverse stitch back and forth while sewing at the beginning and at the end. As you are sewing, don't press the pedal foot too much so you can have control with your hand as well. Your leg is controlling, your hand is controlling as well. You need to find a balance for it. As you are sewing again, don't stretch your cap. It is very important that you don't stretch the net, rather. The material of the net is a bit stretchy. So if you stretch it while sewing, you're not going to have a flat sewing. What you should do while sewing is make sure the net is smooth, like you are smoothing out the net and you are just placing the weft on it, then you are just sewing together. Do you get? Don't stretch it. So this is what it looks like after I have sewn it. You can see how flat it is. It is straight and flat. It is not bumpy. Also take note of the side of the weft I am sewing on. For instance, let's say you want to sew with zigzag stitch. If you don't know how to sew with a zigzag stitch, or if you don't know how to balance while sewing with a zigzag stitch, you are going to shrink the net. Or if you have a lot of lines to sew on. And if you are sewing with a straight stitch and you don't know how to do that well as well, you are going to stretch the net, and sometimes it's vice versa. So that's why whenever you are sewing, the trick is when you are using a machine to sew on all this stretchy cap, just don't stretch the cap, don't stretch the net. That's the trick. So right here I am also checking if I didn't mistakenly sew on the drawstrings, but we are good. So I'm going to sew a single weft on the supposed second to the last line, because there's a line I didn't show you guys because I just thought about doing it after I was almost done with the sewing. And the reason why I did it is because this hair is a short coily hair, and I didn't want the ponytail to show a noticeable finish because the length of the hair is short. I have tried doing it on a straight hair. The outcome wasn't good. I had to lose it. Then I stuck with the normal way I do the ponytail for straight wigs. But for this coily one, for the last one I'm going to attach to it, you're going to see it makes a difference. So I am sewing this last one on the other side of the net. You can see how I positioned it, and I am using needle and thread as well, because if I should use machine to sew this part, I am going to affect the ones I have done at the top part. So when I'm done, it is going to make sense to you. I forgot to mention I am also sewing a single weft on the last part. So this is what I'm talking about. I sew a little bit of the side as well, and I'm going to go ahead to use my straightener to press it down. I place the combs exactly where I want it, which is at the middle, using needle and thread for the top part. Then for the other side, I used machine to sew down because I was not having lot of hairs around that side that would hinder my sewing with machine. I hope you understand. And we have our drawstrings ponytail. It was made for a child. This is what it looks like. We have come to the end of this tutorial. If you haven't clicked on the like button, please do so now. Subscribe to my channel and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.